David Beckham. You know the name, you know the face. But his story goes way beyond the football pitch, all the way to Buckingham Palace. So, how exactly did he earn a knighthood, one of Britain's highest honors? Let's get into it.
I mean, everyone knows him, right? But his legacy, it's built on so much more than that legendary right foot. You'll see it really comes down to three things. His unbelievable playing career, for sure, but also his super sharp business mind and his genuine commitment to making a difference in the world.
And that's the thing about this honor. It wasn't just for one great season or one amazing goal. It was described as the peak of a long journey and dedication. You know, it's the payoff for decades of work. And really, it's the perfect climax for the story we're about to dive into.
So let's ask the big question. How does a kid from a London suburb become Sir David Beckham, knighted by a king? Well, that's the journey we're going to trace.
Okay, so let's start at the end, kinda, with the moment that really frames this whole story.
All right, here it is, November 4th, 2025. You got to understand a knighthood is a huge deal. It's not just a trophy you put on the shelf. It's the nation formally saying you've made an outstanding contribution. And for Beckham, this wasn't just about football. It was about his impact on British culture, on charity, the whole shebang. So how did he get here?
To really get the full picture, we have to rewind. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, to the club that really made him who he is, Manchester United.
You know, it almost feels like his destiny was written from day one. He was born into a family of die-hard United fans, and by age 11, he's in their academy. Fast forward to 1999, and he's not just on the team. He's a core part of a squad that does something, well, something legendary, the treble, winning the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League, all in one season. Just incredible.
And his impact? It was huge. Let's look at the numbers. Almost 400 appearances for the club he grew up loving. For over a decade, he was just there, a constant, reliable force on that field.
And he didn't just show up, he delivered. 85 goals. And so many of them were those signature free kicks, right? You can picture them now? The ones that just seem to bend reality.
But you could argue his biggest gift wasn't even scoring himself. It was setting up his teammates. 121 assists. That kind of vision, that pinpoint accuracy, it made him one of the most complete and frankly dangerous midfielders of his era.
Okay, so he's conquered England. What's next? For Beckham, the ambition just went global. He set his sights on something no English player had ever done before.
Just look at this journey. First, he joins the famous Galacticos at Real Madrid and, yep, wins La Liga. Then he heads to America and basically changes the game there, winning the MLS Cup twice with the LA Galaxy. And for a final flourish, he caps his career in France, winning the league with PSG. What a run.
So let that sink in. 4 different countries, 4 top-tier league titles. That's not just about raw talent. That shows an incredible ability to adapt, a relentless will to win. It proves he could dominate anywhere.
But it wasn't just about the clubs, was it? For his country, for England, he was so much more than just another player. For a whole generation, he was the face of the national team.
He wore that 3-lion shirt with so much pride. 115 caps. And he was captain for 6 of those years, leading the team at 3 different World Cups. I mean, he basically became English football on the global stage.
You know, for a lot of athletes, retirement means slowing down, taking it easy. Not Beckham. When he hung up his boots in 2013, it was like he just flipped a switch and launched a whole new career, one that was just as ambitious.
And this really shows that evolution perfectly. On one side, you've got the player, the treble winner, the England captain, the free kick master. And on the other, the mogul, the club owner, the UNICEF ambassador, the global brand partner. It's a brilliant transformation.
And this post-football empire is seriously diverse. He starts an MLS team, Inter Miami, and then pulls off one of the biggest coups in sports history by signing Lionel Messi. Wow. On top of that, he's doing more charity work with UNICEF, he's a go-to ambassador for huge global brands, and he even has his own documentary studio. He's everywhere.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. How does all of this, the pitch, the boardroom, the charity work, lead back to those steps at Buckingham Palace?
Well, it really comes back to those 3 pillars we talked about. First, you have the sport, an absolutely decorated career with a record that's totally unique. Second, the business, a genius-level move into team ownership and global branding. And third, humanity, his dedicated work as a philanthropist, using his fame for good. That's the formula.
When you think about it, the journey from a kid in Leytonstone with a dream to Sir David Beckham, a knight of the realm, it's just remarkable.
And it makes you wonder, right? What really defines a legacy? Is it being the absolute best at one thing? Or is it about building a meaningful life that makes an impact in a whole bunch of different ways?